Is the Patek Philippe Aquanaut worth its $50,000 price tag? Let's find out. Welcome to the channel, guys. I am Karar and this is
Alex.
And today we're going to take a closer look of the Patek Philippe Aquanaut 5167A. We're going to discuss its crazy price tag at about $50,000 and if we believe it's worth its price tag. But before we go ahead and get to that point, Alex, what can you tell us about the actual watch?
The Aquanaut was the first Patek Philippe model that was fitted on a rubber strap. It was introduced back in 1997 and has undergone a couple of changes during these years. This specific one has a 40mm stainless steel case with a dial that resembles a hand grenade and a beautiful tropical rubber strap. And turning the watch around, we have a sapphire crystal caseback, which displays the beautifully finished movement.
Cool. So you say it looks like a hand grenade?
Yeah.
Yeah?
I think so.
I actually thought the first time I saw the Aquanaut, I actually thought it looked a little bit like a football. Yeah. But it could also look a little bit like a globe as well.
Indeed.
It brings that odd look to it, and
it doesn't feel very Patek for us, or for me at least. I know I'm speaking for you as well. For us, the brand Patek Philippe is so, connected to traditional watchmaking, grand complications, etc. And this one is very avant-garde to be a Patek, and
absolutely,
it's probably one of the reasons why it's so popular at the moment as well.
Absolutely. And the crazy thing with the Aquanaut for me personally is that I really didn't like the Aquanaut back in the days when I saw it for the first time, when I started my watch journey, so to say. But with time, and I guess with getting older, the Patek Philippe brand is obviously more and more appealing, but I'm not the type of guy that would put on a perpetual calendar or anything like that. So I always look at the sporty models, and the Aquanaut have definitely grown on me with the years, and I actually quite like it now. It looks, it looks pretty good.
Yeah, we had similar journeys regarding the Aquanaut, but maybe I started to appreciate it a couple of years before you.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me, you told me that you had owned the Aquanaut a few times,
yeah,
right?
I've had two different examples of the 5167A, and I bought them back a couple of years, 4 or 5 years ago, and the price tag then was like 1/3 of what it is right now, which is crazy. And the funny thing is that at that time when I had the Aquanaut myself, it took me quite some while to convince myself to buy a stainless steel watch on a rubber strap for approximately then 15,000 euros. And well, with the current market price, I'm a bit terrified actually, because I think it's crazy.
Yeah,
it's crazy how much these ones go for right now.
Absolutely.
And I mean, when you look at it, it's a stainless steel watch on a rubber strap.
Yeah, that's the crazy part. And if we look at the current market state of the Patek Philippe Aquanaut, or for any Patek Philippe at the moment that is within the Aquanaut or the Nautilus range, the prices have been soaring way beyond retail prices.
Yeah.
And actually, a funny thing, we tried to figure out the retail price for the Aquanaut online just before recording this, and it was way harder than I would have thought to find a retail price for a watch, because obviously the retail price doesn't really matter because you won't be able to get it at retail price. So nobody shares that information online.
But the retail price was around 2,000 US dollars.
Yeah, so in the US market, I believe it was 21.6, and in the UK, it was somewhere around 15.5 GBP, which equals approximately around 22 US dollars. So we believe that is the retail price of the Aquanaut. So with that in mind, we need to look at the actual market price.
Yes.
And the market price is for an unworn 2020 or 2021 piece, you're looking very close at 50,000 US dollars. You might find something around 48, 49, but they're getting there up to 50,000 US dollar mark, which is absolutely madness. And if you've seen our reviews in the past, we talk about the Rolex price appreciation and so on, and we think that is madness, but this is
next level.
On the next level. Yeah,
it's crazy. And I mean, as I just mentioned, when I bought this watch for 1/3 of the price 4 or 5 years ago, I mean, to see that it would trade at these levels right now was for me unimaginable, because I mean, it's a stainless steel watch on a rubber strap.
Yeah.
It doesn't do anything fancy. It shows you the hour, minute, second, and the date. So I mean, it's not a complicated watch.
Yeah, I think some of the reasons why we're seeing these kind of prices is obviously the scarcity. You cannot just go into a Patek Philippe store and, hey, I would like to have the Aquanaut. That doesn't happen. For the sake of it, I actually went into a Patek Philippe store 2 days ago. I didn't ask for the steel model because I know that would be a ridiculous request. So I asked for a slightly, well, probably a little bit easier watch to get at retail. So I asked for the rose gold version, and the price difference between retail and market for the rose gold version is probably 20% or something like that. Not like this one, which is almost 150%.
Yeah.
And I received, well, obviously, we cannot put you on the list. We cannot offer you this watch. You need to have a long purchase history with the store, and we only receive 1 or 2 pieces per year of the rose gold version. So I can only imagine the steel version, which obviously explains to us why the market is at this stage.
But I have to ask you this, Kara. I mean, you said yourself that it was a watch that you didn't like, from the start. What do you think is the reason for this crazy hype about the Aquanaut? Because, I mean, personally, even though I've had it, I just had to try it,
Yeah.
Sold it a long time ago. Probably regret that a bit now. But it's not a very, beautiful watch to look at. It's quite rough, and
I would like to disagree. I think it looks pretty cool. The newer reference, the older reference was a little bit too quirky, but the newer reference is actually pretty cool. Why I believe the Aquanaut has also risen in price, not only the scarcity, but also if you look at the price of the Nautilus. So when the Nautilus becomes out of range for a lot of people, and people want to get into the brand Patek Philippe and would like to have something sporty, then all of a sudden the Aquanaut makes a lot of sense. And I think that is also one of the reasons why the Aquanaut have been climbing in price.
Good point.
But let's talk about the $50,000 question here. So, Alex, if I'd ask you,
the answer is no. The answer is no. I mean, I could hardly justify it back then when it was 1/3 of the current price.
Yeah.
I would never ever drop $50,000 on the Aquanaut. Never.
Really?
No
okay.
chance.
Then what would you rather buy for $50,000?
Yeah, you can buy so much different stuff.
Give me one watch. Give me one watch you'd rather
buy. You could buy a 5205, for example.
Yeah.
Annual calendar, rose gold, black dial, very beautiful, move face.
Yeah, that's actually pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, you can get so much more watch for the amount of money that you would possibly spend on
the Aquanaut.
A simple watch. It's it's an entry-level Patek. I mean, it's kind of cool, but those sums, I mean, you could drop 100 watches I would rather spend 50K on than
Yeah.
this one. But I know you are on the opposite of.
Well, here's the thing. I have bought and sold a lot of watches. I've collected a lot of watches as well. In my collection, I've never actually owned a Patek Philippe, and I am super excited about owning a Patek Philippe. So I've been looking at a few Nautilus models and a few Aquanaut models, and to be honest with you, I mean the plain basic Aquanaut that we're sitting here with is actually super interesting for me, and I understand. I mean, you can always talk about, well, does it even make sense to pay 50K for this? Well, I don't only look at, okay, what am I getting in the metal? I'm also looking in the brand,
future.
the future,
Yeah.
I mean, will I, if I would need to sell this piece in 10 years time, will I regret that I ever bought it? I highly doubt that with a Patek Philippe.
Yeah, we saw what happened to the Nautilus now with the discontinuation of the 5711.
Yeah.
I mean, it went up like, what, 50% almost?
Yeah.
Which is absolutely crazy. And I mean, there will be an end of the 5167A as well. And
Yeah.
probably if the market is the same at that time, it
Exactly.
won't be a stupid purchase at these levels. No.
Yeah. So for that, I would actually be kind of okay with the price tag. Obviously, if I'm buying to keep for myself, I might not buy a completely unworn one, because then you pay a slightly premium above that.
Yeah.
Maybe get a mint condition, 1-2 years old, and try to get a good deal on that. That would be my purchase. And during 2021, I hope I'm able to add a Patek Philippe, and you guys will be the first to see it, obviously. All right, guys. So in conclusion, Alex, you're saying?
I'm saying no, I don't think it's worth it, because I mean, I have a hard time justifying for myself to pay 3 times what I've paid once in the history. And you are?
Well, I'm more towards the yes, not a clear yes, but more towards the yes. And hopefully I'll make a purchase. I'll add a Patek Philippe this year, and we'll see what it will be. So thank you guys for tuning in to today's video. Hope you enjoyed the chat. Leave your comments below. We would love to continue chatting with you, and we'll see you guys next time around.